everyone. So today we are going to read the story that we did a picture walk of yesterday, 999 Tadpoles. And remember, our author, the person who wrote the story, is Ken Kimura, and our illustrator, the person who drew the pictures, is Yasunari Murakami. Now today when we read, we're going to focus on the characters, who's in the story, who is this story about, and then the setting. Where does our story take place? So those are the two things that as we read, I want you to think about. The characters, who's in the story, what are we reading about, who are we reading about, and then the setting. Where does the story take place? Where are we in the pictures? And then after we're done reading, we're going to fill this out. So we're going to go ahead and read 999 Tadpoles. 999 Tadpoles. One warm spring day, 999 tadpoles were born. Although they were tiny, they were full of energy. Mother and Father Frog were very proud. The 999 tadpoles grew and grew and grew until one day they grew into frogs. Now the pond was too small for them. "We can't move," one called. "We can't breathe," called another. "Don't push," called a third. "We have a situation here," said Mother. "We'll have to move," said Father. So 999 young frogs scrambled to get out of the pond. "Shh," said Mother. "The world is a dangerous place. You must be careful." So I hope you're thinking about who's the character, right? Who are the people, who's in the story that we're talking about, and what's the setting? Where are we right now? Because our setting's going to change. Think about where we are right now. "Follow your father," said Mother. So 999 young frogs followed their father across the field, but no matter how far they went, all they saw was more grass. "When will we get there?" asked one. "I'm hungry," said another. "I'm tired," said a third. "Keep hopping," said Father, "or a scary snake might get you." "What's a snake?" asked the frog children. "A snake can eat a whole frog in just one swallow," said Father. "It has a very big mouth and a very long body." "Like this?" asked the children. "Yes," said Father. The snake was sleeping peacefully. It must have just eaten. "Run for your lives," said Mother, "before the snake wakes up." So 999 young frogs ran for their lives across the field. They didn't notice a hungry hawk flying over their heads. Then the hawk swooped down and grabbed Father. "Let me go," cried Father. "Not a chance," said the hawk, and rose into the sky. "Let him go," cried Mother, and she grabbed onto Father's leg. "Let them go," cried 999 young frogs, and they grabbed on too. "Why is this frog getting so heavy?" the hawk wondered, and he looked back. Wow, he was carrying a whole year's supply of frogs. He was so pleased he flew even higher. So think about our setting now. Where are we? Where's the hawks fly in the what? Think about it. The 999 young frogs loved it. "This is great," said one. "What a view," said another. "Whee!" said a third. Mother and Father were not as enthusiastic. They were worried about falling. "Don't let go," warned Mother. "No matter what," added Father. The hawk flew on and on. 999 young frogs were getting restless. "I'm hungry," said one. "When will we get there?" asked another. "I'm tired," said a third. The 999 young frogs began to wiggle, and every time one wiggled, the hawk swerved. "Hang in there, hawk," said Father. "Don't let us go." But the hawk couldn't hang on any longer. Ah! Father cried. Mother and father and 999 young frogs fell down from the sky. Splash, 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 splash. Think about our setting. Where are we now? Mother and father and 999 young frogs fell into a pond. A big pond. It's cool, said one. It's wet, said another. It's home, said a third. And that's how mother and father and their 999 young frogs found a new home. For all I know, they're still there singing. Ribbit, 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 ribbit. The end. Okay, so the first thing we're going to talk about is the characters. Who's in our story? Was the story about dinosaurs? No, we didn't have any dinosaurs in our story. Was it about children? Were there children? No. What was it? Yes, it was frogs. The characters in our story were the frogs. That's who our story was about. Now the setting, where did our story take place? Now we had 3 different settings. So let's go back to the beginning of the story. And where was our setting first? What is that? Where were the tadpoles and the frogs first? Were they in a river? Was that what it was called? A river? No, it was a pond. A pond. Now it was a small pond. And remember, it was too small. We'll put it down here. It was too small of a pond, right? So they had to do what? They had to go find somewhere else to live, right? They had to move. It was too small for them. So then they went, right? And then in the middle of our story, the hawk, remember the hawk? He was flying in the what? In the ocean? No. In the sky. So our setting changed. So first we were in the pond, and then we went to the sky. So that's where we were in our story. That's where our story took place. It first started in a small pond, and then it went to the sky. All right, but that's not where we finished our story either, right? So where was our last setting? So we started in a small pond, we went in the sky, and then remember the hawk let go of all the frogs, and they fell into a... Does anyone remember? What did they fall into? A big pond. Yes, a big pond. So then we would change. So we had a small pond, the sky, and then we went to a big pond. So we had 3 different settings in our story. Small pond, the sky, and then a big pond. And our characters, who the story was about, was our frogs. All right, great job, everyone.